Good day, I'm Lorraine Mendez and this is your JIS News for Tuesday, January 31. Government has moved to calm growing fears locally and among some Jamaicans in the diaspora about recent events in the United States. Since taking office, U.S. President Donald Trump has signed several executive orders, including one on immigration from 7 Muslim-majority countries, which has raised concerns among Jamaicans. But Foreign Affairs Minister Senator Kamina Johnson-Smith is urging Jamaicans to remain calm and responsible on the issue. Senator Johnson-Smith says it's extremely unhelpful for persons to incite panic on matters that are very complex, technical, and subject to a lot of uncertainty. She says the Jamaican government is examining the issues and is making every effort to ascertain the scope of the executive orders.
We are in contact with the U.S. Embassy here, and through our missions, we are in contact with the State Department overseas. As soon as we are clear on the advice that we can give to the public on any impact on the Jamaican community, we will do so. Please be assured that we are monitoring these issues closely with your interests at heart.
Minister Johnson-Smith says a request for documentation on the executive orders has been made to the U.S. Embassy in Jamaica and missions in the United States. She says this will ensure that Jamaicans receive accurate information to guide their actions. In other news, government will be focusing on economic growth and job creation when it drafts the national budget for the 2017-2018 financial year. That is among the outcomes of a 2-day cabinet retreat held at Jamaica House last week, Thursday and Friday. Led by Prime Minister Andrew Holness, the cabinet members engaged in intensive planning and review of the programs for the upcoming financial year. A statement from the Office of the Prime Minister reveals that a number of strategic priorities were identified. The ministers and technical experts from the Ministry of Finance and other agencies reportedly examined each program proposal to ensure that they would be meaningfully beneficial and equitable to the poor and vulnerable in the society. The cabinet also examined government's performance in the current financial year and discussed how to build on the gains. The 2017-2018 estimates of expenditure will be tabled in Parliament on Thursday, February 9. The budget debate will follow from March 9 to 22. Effective July 1, all sugar, including granulated sugar, will be mandated to be packaged and labeled in accordance with the Bureau of Standards requirements. Agriculture Minister Carl Samuda says the compulsory standard and labeling system is among several measures to expand production and productivity in the sugarcane industry. The measures also support increasing exports to the region and greater investment.
We want to give the manufacturing sector and those workers in the field who produce cane that is processed into sugar, and those creative manufacturers who have designed their own packages for export, we want to give them an even chance to succeed. Because if we succeed in this venture, the net returns to Jamaica in terms of foreign exchange earnings and creation of jobs is enormous.
Minister Samuda was speaking at last week's staging of the 12th Regional Jamaica Stock Exchange Investments and Capital Markets Conference. Under the new labeling system, sugar sold on the local market will be packaged to guarantee the integrity of the product and to protect it from contamination. The standard will also serve as a disincentive for manufacturers that import sugar for use as raw material to divert it to the local retail trade. And still on sugar, the industry is expected to contribute 10 billion Jamaican dollars in earnings to the economy this year.
That is no ordinary industry. It also contributes to the employment of some 50,000 people. Most importantly is that it's one of the most resilient crops you have.
The Agriculture Minister was positive in his outlook for the sector, projecting earnings of $700 per ton, up from $370 per ton last year. And finally, the Environmental Foundation of Jamaica EFJ is providing $84.92 million in grant funding to implement climate change adaptation and resilience building projects across the island. The grant agreements, which were signed on Monday, are the first signed under the Special Climate Change Adaptation Fund. The funds are being provided to 18 civil society organizations.
The EFJ is back in business in grant-making business. We've been off the scene for a while, and we're back in business, so you can start to prepare your proposals for the next call.
The fund is supported by the Adaptation Program and Finance Mechanism project of the Pilot Program for Climate Resilience. That program is being implemented by the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation and is financed by the Inter-American Development Bank.
At the national level, the project will be supporting the mainstreaming of climate change adaptation into national and sectoral planning processes. This will, among other things, ensure that policy and planning processes create an enabling environment for community-level adaptation.
Grants of up to $5 million are provided for community-level climate change adaptation initiatives such as soil conservation, reforestation, waste management, disaster preparedness, and climate-smart construction. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Lorraine Mendez. Thank you for watching.